Hey everybody, it's Rick. I wanted to share a little clip of video you've probably already seen online this week of Paul Ryan. Of Paul Ryan admitting the truth about Donald Trump at long last. Now look, a lot of people have really dumped on Paul about this and been very angry about this. And that's because a lot of Republicans were accustomed to him being quiet about it. A lot of the Republicans had grown accustomed to him saying, all right, I'm going to take the coin from the Fox board seat I've gotten after my term as speaker, and I'm going to shut up about Trump, or I'm going to say something elliptical or vague or hint around the problem. But he doesn't. And I want you to watch this video for a second or for a minute and really give it some thought. And then I'm going to come back at the end and say a couple more things.
I mean, they're friends of mine. I think they called out, look, Trump's not a conservative. He's an authoritarian narcissist. So I think they basically called him out for that. He's a populist authoritarian narcissist. So historically speaking, all of his tendencies are, basically where narcissism takes him, which is whatever makes him popular, makes him feel good at any given moment. And he doesn't think in classical liberal conservative terms. He thinks in an authoritarian way. And he's been able to get a big chunk of the Republican base to follow him because, he's the culture warrior. And so I think Adam and Liz stepped out of the flow and called it out and, paid for it with their careers. But I think, again, back to my earlier point, I don't think you can be really very good at these jobs unless you're willing to lose these jobs. And there has to be some line, some principle that is so important to you that you're just not going to cross. So that when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, you like what you see. I think Adam and Liz are brushing their teeth liking what they see.
So what you saw there with Paul Ryan was a guy at long last speaking the truth. And look, I know it is easy to dump on the guys like Chris Christie and Paul Ryan and other people who sucked up to Trump for a long time and who suddenly seen the light or suddenly are now willing to speak the truth. And look, I have mixed feelings about both of them. I think they both did things that really pissed me off during the Trump era. But anybody who's now willing to speak the truth, who still has an R after their name, who still came from that world, they deserve to be heard. And, I'm going to be very curious what the folks in Wisconsin think about this, because there is a schism inside the MAGA and the Trump party there versus the traditional Republicans. Paul's still a guy with a deep footprint in Wisconsin. But it really is important that when somebody, even if they've been deep in the hole, even if they've been deep in Trump land, if they come out and they speak the truth and they tell the truth, you ought to at least listen. Thanks. Talk to you soon. There's a schism